Ladies and gentlemen, in the past month, I've actually toured through celluloid the United Kingdom. Did a review on a movie that was British, one that was Irish, and now tonight's lesson plan comes from Scotland. I guess the only thing I've missed so far is Wales, and I don't know how many movies they put out in a given year. You know, the basic core of Western civilization is the family unit. And Hollywood, whether it be on the left coast here in America or they're setting up lights and cameras globally, Hollywood attempts to destroy that family unit. By destroying it, it can promote the agenda of the world government that it wants. So it's very common in movies to find characters that are single parent families, especially women, because they're more vulnerable, they're more dependent, and Hollywood likes that because naturally the answer is government. And then they like to mix the family unit, not just ethnically, but they like to mix them racially too, so that that family unit has an awful lot of conflict in it and turns out to probably be depicted in movies more trouble than it's actually worth. This is very, very, very sinister. Now, tonight's movie from Scotland destroys the family unit in a totally different way. This is a regular family unit. Mom, dad, kids. But everyone in this family is demented. I might even go so far as to say demonic. They're really, I hope this is not indicative of the typical family unit in Scotland. My God, that country would be a mess if it were so. And there is something definitely wrong, seriously wrong with these people. I didn't like them one bit. I don't think you will either. A cinematic class is about to begin, and your professor is in. Salutations, another sundry affair. I am your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. And tonight's lesson plan does come from Scotland, and it's called Betrayal. No, it's not. This is another one of the movies. We've had three of them in the last, I want to say maybe 5-6 weeks, that have changed titles for some unknown reason. Now, when the movie was first released in Scotland and to theaters here, it was called Betrayal. Now it is hitting the digital streaming services, and the name has been changed to Kill. You know, I think Betrayal fit the movie, especially the plot, main plot, a whole lot better than Kill. Why they changed it, I don't know. But the movie we're talking about tonight, Betrayal, you will find on the streamers as Kill. Okay, so you know. All right. This family, as I said, is very dysfunctional. It starts with an abusive father. But I have to tell you, his sons, who are young men at this point, they're grown. None of his sons are really worthwhile either. They have picked up all the bad habits of the father. Now, mom, when the story starts out, is dead. But who is to blame for her death? Everybody in this family is more concerned with revenge for mom's death than they are for justice. Therein lies the conflict. Paul Higgins plays the dad, Don. He does a good job. You know, when you first see him, he doesn't look like the type of guy who would be an abusive dad. He's kind of small and wiry, and when you first see him, you probably think, oh, hell, I could take that guy. But he does prove to be rather nasty. Brian Vernell plays John. Now, he's the middle brother, and you'll probably recognize him the most out of the stars in this movie, especially if you watched the drama series Gangs of London, because he had a big role in that. The oldest brother, Henry, is played by Daniel Portman, and for him being the oldest brother, usually the one in charge, ah, he has no rudder to steer his ship. Callum Ross is the youngest of the brothers. He's relatively new to acting and movies, but many of you will recognize him from the series Wednesday, which Tim Burton did. You remember that? And finally, James Hartness plays Cousin Miller. Cousin Miller is kind of a spoil in this thing. He kind of instigates the brothers into a lot of their actions. Speaking of instigating, let us now peel back the veils of time and head back to the early Cretaceous period to check in with the nation's first and only prehistoric film critic, Rex.
There is no one to like in this story. Good atmosphere visually, but low IQ thinkers are better off extinct.
Go on, son.
Come on, son.
Go on!
So if we get caught, are we still saying that I did it?
Dad's gone. Nobody's going to jail. It's gonna be okay.
The key for the safe, give me it.
I threw it in.
We need that key! We have to go back, dig it up. He's dead.
Then where is he then?
He's angry.
Do you think we should tell Henry the truth?
Absolutely not. Lie to me, John! She deserves justice.
That wouldn't be justice. That would be revenge.
Thank you, Rex. Let's take a look behind the camera, shall we? Writer and director of this movie was Roger Griffiths. This is his first official narrative feature. He had a little help on the script by Rob Drummond. Director of photography was Alistair Boyce, and the editor was Rachel Erskine. They've all done a pretty fine job. As I said, this movie comes from Scotland, so Screen Scotland are the people that are fronting the whole thing and the production company, and they're all involved. You know, for a first endeavor for Roger, I got to say that this is not bad. It's kind of nicely done. He's put together, with the help of Alistar, he's put together a real moody looking movie, very gloomy, as befitting the plot and the subplots. So in that he's pretty good, but you know, we don't have a character in this movie that we can latch onto and empathize with or like in any way. As you're watching this movie, you're thinking, you know, if all of these people died, the world would be better off. There would be no harm done. That's really not good. Stupidity abounds with these characters. And even with that, it's not a bad watch, okay? It's almost as if you're when they have these silly TV shows on where people do dumb things and they videotape them. Now, we all do dumb things. The last thing in the world you want to do is videotape it and put it on national TV. That's just making yourself look like an ass all the way around, okay? But that's pretty much what's happening in this movie. It's like a train wreck. You don't want to look, but you can't take your eyes away from it. I mean, these kids are really that dumb. There we have it. All right. Hey, listen, I got to tell you that we are now on X and we are now on Truth Social, Rex and I. So feel free to follow us along there. There are a lot of people that seem to be leaving Facebook. So we figured it would be good to expand to these two social networks. And don't forget that because of the sale at the Rex Real store, you can still take a shower with Rex Real. The official Rex Real shower curtain and bath mat. Good looking stuff. Start your day taking a shower with Rex Real. What could be right? The name of the movie is Betrayal and Kill. So if you're looking for it on the streamers, look for Kill. If you're looking for it from some other source, Betrayal is the original name. Hey, we're going to give this one, actually because it was Roger's first movie, and first movies are always tough, and I think he did a good job in setting an atmosphere, even if he didn't write any good, solid characters. We're going to go ahead and give him a grade that's a little bit above average on this one for Betrayal / Kill. And now that you have learned, what you have learned, herein, your list.